What do we do?
Your father trusts me. And I need you to trust me too. And do exactly as I say. I'm gonna get you home safe.
Okay. Okay, Leon.
What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome to Resident Evil 4 Remake Chapter 5 Professional S+. Now, first things first, we're going to grab this treasure here, and then we're going to make our way towards the main path, which is just around the corner here, where we're going to give Ashley a boost. We've got a really insane chapter here for this particular part. Chapter 5, I think, is when this game really starts to get hard, and I made it a lot harder on myself than I needed to, because at this point in the game, I was still trying to get all of the treasures and all the favors done until I got to the castle and realized that I didn't have enough time to get everything, but yeah. Starting out here, first things first, we want to grab all this stuff in the back here. Grab those those bolts or attachable mines. They're really important. We need them. So, yeah.
No way.
It's okay, I've got you. Hey, trust me.
Thanks.
Roost, I've secured Baby Eagle.
Copy that. Is she okay?
Affirmative.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP. I'm sending you the coordinates for the extraction point. Make your way there, and don't let anything happen to Baby Eagle.
Copy that.
Hurry. The weather is getting worse. Roost out.
Okay, now we're on to the hard stuff already. This chapter doesn't really have any ramp-up period at all. It just pretty much right off the get-go starts off incredibly hard. So first things first, we're going to come in here. We're going to use the small key to get this drawer open. And this is, I believe, our third yellow diamond here. Third or fourth, or actually second or third. Here, I just decide to take all of these enemies out. I can't tell you guys how many times I failed in just this particular part right here alone. I mean, the enemies become a lot more aggressive here. You have to keep an eye out for Ashley and make sure she doesn't get grabbed. And, you know, this chapter, I think, is really tough because at this point in the game, like, I mean, if you're just kind of like, you know, not restarting your saves as much and you're getting through it a lot easier, when you get to this chapter, you're going to start to struggle. Believe me. Like, the enemy AI just seems like it gets so much more aggressive throughout the game. It probably stays the same for the most part. I might be tripping out there, but I don't know. This particular part right here, I always like to, you know, take them all out and basically lure them back in this direction. Sometimes you can de-aggro them if you go too far, and that makes it easier because it allows you to focus on less at a time than, you know, a whole shit ton of them. But whenever Ashley gets grabbed, it's pretty much a free pass because you get to use your knives. Just make sure you're always standing right there to knife the guy. But yeah, it's very important that you don't go through really any of your gunpowder now. You'll see why later on, because this chapter has a favor in it that is easily the most annoying favor in the game, in my opinion, and it's the Savage Mutt quest. Just, if you guys have never done it before, if you have never attempted it on professional before, well, let me tell you, I restarted probably the beginning of this game, like the first 2 hours of this game, up until this point, at least 5 or 6 times, because every single time I got here, I either was already, running up the timer too much and had to, go back a couple saves to save some time, or I wasn't being as conservative with my saves as I had, planned on being. We're going to do our 3rd save in this chapter, by the way, but we have to go through a lot of shit before we get there. Getting the 3rd save, honestly, is really, really tough in my particular run, the way that I chose to do this. But we're pretty much done, I believe, with the combat, the combat out here for now. So it took us like 3 or 4 minutes to clear all those guys out. And there is another lone guy down here. Sometimes he throws the torch at you. Just be on the lookout for that. I mean, you want to avoid taking damage, obviously. So sometimes this guy ends up becoming one of the mutated ones. So I always run up to him and wait and to see if his body starts shaking. And if it doesn't, then you're good, basically. So we got the merchant here. You want to buy the bolt thrower here, or the bolt gun. I think it's either the bolt gun or the bolt thrower. I can't remember what it's called, but I forgot to buy it here. Yeah, like I said, we have 3 yellow diamonds now, so we're gonna combine all 3 of the yellow diamonds onto this treasure, and then here we're going to do the same, and we're basically just gonna stock up on some stuff. So make sure you buy the bolt thrower here. I actually forgot to buy it in this visit, so I went and cleared the village out up ahead and then had to run back to pick up the bolt thrower, and probably wasted about a minute or 2 doing that. But yeah, just keep upgrading your pistol. I mean, really, you can keep upgrading whatever you want. This is just what I chose to upgrade, and I did end up making it through this game in the end. It took a long time, as you guys know already, but I did it. So this is the Savage Mutt quest right here. Picking up that favor right there basically triggers the quest, I believe. And yeah, he is going to be our big like arch enemy in this particular chapter. In fact, what we're going to be doing here is pretty reckless and pretty crazy, and I wouldn't recommend it if you aren't going for the side quests and the treasures like I was. The only reason why I was going for them was because I decided to try to get the Jack of all trades trophy, which you basically get by completing all of the favors. And at the time, I thought that you had to literally do all of the favors in the entire game again. But when I got this favor done, I earned the trophy. You're not going to see me earn it in this particular video, because that run where I earned the trophy was actually an unsuccessful run. So one little pro tip here: if you shoot one of these regular guys dead on in the head like that with the sniper, and their head doesn't blow up and they just stumble back, that usually means they're going to turn into one of those mutated things. So be ready. We're basically going to do the same trick we did in part 1 here. We're going to climb up the ladder, and we're going to use these I said roof. Oh my god, I can't fucking talk! I am so sorry, you guys, and I'm so sorry for getting loud this early on in the video. But we're going to be using these rooftops here to do our best to basically clear all these guys out. And the reason why we're clearing them all out is because the Savage Mutt is going to appear in this area later on, and trust me when I say that you do not want to do that quest when there are enemies and villagers running around, because he is already hard enough as it is to beat on professional, and you guys are going to see why. You need the bolt thrower, by the way, in order to beat him. I mean, that was my method of beating him. I did some pretty crazy stuff in this video, actually, to be honest, in this chapter. Overall, I did a lot better than Chapter 4. There were still a couple instances where I still wasted some time, but, I think I'm pretty proud of my, execution overall in this chapter. So keep shooting the big guy. Make sure Ashley doesn't get grabbed, and if she does, just, take care of them. You can also use the shotgun if you have ammunition to help you shoot them off of the rooftop if they do get onto the roof. And overall, this is probably the easiest part right here. I mean, it's still really fucking hard what I'm doing. Like, I'm making it look very easy, but if you just stay up here, manage these 2 ladders, make sure no one comes up behind you and grabs Ashley like that, you should clear these guys out in a few minutes. And it's very important that you do. Trust me. It may seem ridiculous right now, and just like, why are you making me do this, One Classic Gamer? Trust me. If you're following along and you're trying to get an S+ rank and you're going for those trophies, this to me is like the best way, based on hours upon hours upon hours of dying and learning. Basically, you know, you have to die and learn a lot in order to like excel in this game, you know. But that's the last actually, it's not the last tentacle head. We got another tentacle head. We got this guy down here, which I didn't see until I jumped down. And here I was very, very unsure about what to craft, but I ended up crafting handgun ammo to help me finish this guy off. But yeah. This is the easier part, like I said. Once you clear the enemies out here, there are 2 treasures we're going to get. There's that area where we have to boost Ashley up into that like building that we couldn't get into in the first chapter or the third chapter, because the third chapter brought us through here too. But now that we have her, we're going to be able to get it no problem. So there is a crate over here usually that pops up during this chapter in particular. So if you're lucky, you can find some good stuff. I crafted some attachable mines. That's why you want to save your gunpowder, because we're going to need the bolt thrower, and we're going to need attachable mines in order to kill the savage mutt. So yeah, first things first, we're going to get Ashley up here, and she's going to help basically open this for us.
I need you to open it from the other side.
This is pretty much stuff that you guys know already. You've seen me do this in my initial run. But yeah, I am just struggling to talk right now, as usual. I think I'm doing alright, though. I mean, I've had a couple of, you know, stuttering moments, as usual, but it's literally felt like forever since I've done an RE video. I mean, I've had these videos, like this footage, on my computer for a long-ass time. Since, like, June, July is when I beat this game and, like, platinumed it. And I did have to re-record it in my hardcore run, like chapters 15 and 16, but apart from that, like, what you guys are seeing right now is like really old footage, and I've been like, honestly, in the back of my mind, I've been dying to get these videos up, and it seems like you guys have actually been responding pretty well to them, which I'm grateful for, because I put a lot of work into these. I give you guys 2 separate versions of these every week, every night that I upload one of these videos. So I mean, you guys seem to be enjoying them quite a bit, and I appreciate that. So this is where I wasted about a minute or two by having to backtrack to buy the bolt thrower. I would recommend using sapphires here because they are worth more, but I used rubies instead. So, yeah, just buy the bolt thrower, and when you are ready, we're going to go to that mansion, or that house that... what's it called? Ava saved us at when Menendez. I've been playing too much Black Ops, watching too much Black Ops stuff too. When Mendez fucking attacks us at the end of chapter 2 in the mansion, and Ada saved us. We're basically going to be going back there now that we're clear here, and if you pick up the favor and look at the map, it usually guides you in this direction for the Savage Mutt. But you're going to see that once we do our like exploration here in the mansion and start heading back, he's going to be on the other side of the gate, basically. So the only reason we're coming back here is for the treasures. I also needed to get the bandit trophy, I believe it was, which was the one for... getting all of the treasures in the island, or not the island. The island is later in the game. The village, my bad. It's all kind of the same to me at this point. I've replayed this game so many times that like all of the areas kind of blend together at this point. But we pulled this lever earlier at the end of chapter 2, if you guys remember. Now we're finally going to boost Ashley up, and she's going to drop this ladder down for us, and we're going to get this treasure up here. There's also another Clockwork Castellon up here, but I've already shot it at this point. Like, I did that in another attempt, so it's, like, not here anymore. But, again, I'm going to walk you guys through that when we get there to that particular trophy. But, yeah, really all we're here for is the antique camera. Now that we have this, we're going to make our way back. So, equip the bolt thrower, and yeah, just start running. Like, we're good right now. You don't have to worry about anything right now. But as soon as we get back in that village, it's going to get really, really hard. So be ready. This thing we're about to fight, there it is on the other side of the gate, is easily the hardest dog enemy in the entire game. And on professional difficulty, it seems to have, like, even more HP for some reason. It just takes so much more to kill this thing and put this thing down. So, make sure you have an attachable mine equipped, because this is going to be our secret weapon against this thing. For a long time, I kept thinking there's a reason why they're giving us all these attachable mines in the beginning of the chapter. And now that I am looking back after beating this thing, I see that they probably gave it to you for this particular part alone. So as soon as he runs out, shoot him with the attachable mine. The explosion is going to knock him over. Run up, knife him, and then we're just going to repeat the cycle of before he gets up, load another mine, shoot him. It's going to stun him, and you want to shoot him fast too, because if you don't, he's going to jump right to the right or the left, and he's going to dodge right out of the way of your mine, kind of like what he does to me in a second. He's going to do it to me actually after I get this. When you get down to your third round, make sure you reload before going up and knifing him, and I missed a shot there. As you can see, he did a shitload of damage there, so he takes a lot to kill. Just make sure you are quick and you are precise, and if you keep doing it like this, you know, like hitting him with the explosive mine, running up, knifing him, and then attaching another mine, and then doing the same thing, rinse and repeat, you should beat him no problem. I think I get unlucky here with my next shot, but thankfully he was standing close enough to the mine that it blew up and killed him. So yeah, it was kind of scary, but excuse me. Yeah, like I said, this is easily, as you can tell, this thing just will not fucking go down. So 9 attachable mines usually does the trick, and he's down now finally. That is easily one of the hardest fights in the game right there, and it is so early on in the game. It's bullshit. It's honestly unfair that is like as hard as it is, and I can't tell you guys how many times I died while fighting that thing, but we did it. Here I jumped down literally for no reason. I don't know what I was doing here. Time wasn't, you know, a priority to me at this point, as you can tell. But if you make it through that, we are through, in my opinion, the second hardest part of the chapter. I know you guys probably thought that was the hardest part. No, we're not done yet. There's a lot more coming up, or not a lot more, but another really, really hard section coming up, and that is the whole holdout in the cabin section. So, yeah, this chapter really just starts off tough and doesn't really let up until you're pretty much done with it. So, we are through that part at least, which I'm grateful for. And I remember I felt really, really good when I got here. We're going to do our third save here in this room before the cabin section. You could save at the end of this section where the merchant is. I wouldn't recommend it, though, to be honest, because there are enemies in this area up ahead, and after that whole Savage Mutt quest, it's best to just save as soon as you can, and this right here is like the soonest save. So if you made it this far, you're on to your third save now. Congratulations, you are 5 chapters in, and you're doing really well with your saves, alright? So we're going to knife this guy before he has a chance to do anything. We're going to do the same thing with this guy right here. If you're quick enough, most of the time you can get them with the silent kill, because they're kind of dumb and slow. This guy, I crouch until I'm right about here, and then I run up and knife him. And then all we're going to do here is run ahead, and that bullface guy is going to start coming after us. We're going to use this key to get this treasure here. And then as soon as we grab the treasure, we're basically just going to make a run for it. We're going to avoid this guy. We don't have to worry about him. And we're going to make a run for it across the bridge to Luis. So, yeah, get ready, because this section right here is easily the hardest section in the entire chapter. Like, no competition.
Over here!
You.
Hey, listen, about earlier.
Yeah, about that.
Hey, I see you found your missing senorita.
Senorita has a name and it's Ashley. You are?
Name's Luis. Encantado.
Great. We all have names. Now then. Who are you? And what are you doing here?
Very good questions, unfortunately.
Hide, now.
In that case, here, help me.
Ashley, quick! Over here.
Go. Okay, it's game time.
Alright, here we fucking go, baby. The cabin section. Honestly, I love this section a lot. I like this section a lot when I'm playing it on an easier difficulty or watching myself play through it on this difficulty. I'll say, though, that playing this on professional is not fun at all. You have to literally use everything you have at your disposal here. Like, you cannot let a single thing, item, resource, anything go to waste here. So the first thing I usually do is board up that window that you're standing by right after the cutscene, and then I run upstairs. Like, I grab all the supplies, I run upstairs, I shoot through that other window to trigger that explosive barrel, and then yeah, we're gonna run up here. I craft another flash grenade, and really, I mean, how you get through this is your own personal preference. Like I said, it literally is just all about using everything you have available, not including my chair, my annoying ass chair that won't stop creaking. And I need to get a new ass chair, but I can't because I'm broke as fuck. So, so just, man, I don't really even know where to begin on this particular section. I died here so many times. I was failing on this probably for at least like 4 or 5 hours, but I've actually gotten through this part of the game several times now on professional, because like I said, I restarted the game several times. So this was always the one section that I just was not looking forward to coming back to. But yeah, I usually stay up there for a little bit, and then when you can, make your way down here, reload your sniper, and for a good portion of the first section of this, you can just kind of chill here in the corner and use the sniper to pick them off. This is a pretty good spot, I think, to pick them off. I think you need to kill at least like 10 to 12 of them in this first phase in order to trigger the next cutscene where they come and like bar the windows up, or not bar the windows up, where they bring the ladder up to the window on like the second floor and start like climbing up and stuff. Usually you'll know like when that last enemy drops that like reinforced like barrier, that usually means that, you're getting close to like the next phase of this particular section here. So when you have an opportunity to get your sniper out, get in the corner, and just start picking as many of them off as you can. I missed that guy in the head, but I hit another guy behind me, and then I got this guy too. So I literally killed like 3 enemies here, and the first barrier was dropped. So Yeah, wooden planks. Basically, I mean, this is a pretty solid strat, I think, for the beginning section of this. Once you get into the second cutscene where they start coming up to the second floor with the ladders and stuff, you basically have to kill, I think, like 5 or 6 of them in order to trigger the big guy to come out. And then once the big guy comes out, your main focus is basically just to kill him and put him down as quickly as possible. As soon as you kill the big guy, I threw a flash here. When in doubt, if you're in a bad situation, you're getting surrounded, throw a flash. Once you kill the big guy, this fight is pretty much over. Ashley's gonna come inside and be like, you know, this way, and then the chapter's gonna be over. So, I think this first section is tough. The second section is a little bit easier, but the third section with the big guy is the worst, like, in the entire thing. So I wanted to board up the windows here, but as soon as you board the windows up, they start, you know, the second cutscene triggers. So I was trying to clear them out, but I basically ran out of time here. Okay, so now, like I said, all we need to do here is kill 5 or 6 enemies in order to trigger the big guy to come out. So, again, I'm going to throw it out there again. This really is all up to your guys' own personal preference. My advice is do your best to just not get cornered as best as you can. Be on the lookout for these guys that start convulsing. And this bottom floor here is the spot that I usually like to chill out in as best as I can, because this is where the big guy is going to pop up in a second, as you're going to see once the cutscene triggers. And now it's basically a one-on-one with this thing, while all of these other enemies are trying to kill us. So this is the final stretch here of this chapter. I spent about 3 minutes running around here because I did not want to risk it. I had already died so many times. If you have several flash grenades, you can actually knife him a good amount of times, but I had run out of my flashes, so I literally just had to roll with what I had. Yeah, I mean, take a drink of water for this. I was definitely sweating at this particular part because it's the very, very end. You don't want to screw it up. Like, literally, escape and victory is within reach. So, but you could easily, one little thing, one little bad RNG moment could easily screw you over in this game, as you're going to see. You're just going to die several times while playing through this. It is the way it is. And I was dying for a good amount of times. When I put that fail video together, I guarantee you a good amount of them are going to be here in the cabin section, where you're going to see, like, just how angry I got. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, I don't think I've actually gone over this, but I spent about like 50, 60 hours about that, around that amount of time on this particular professional S+ run that I did for this game. It took me considerably longer to beat this game with that S+ rank and get on this difficulty, to the point to where when I was done, my game time was at like over 100 hours almost. So, yeah, I mean, a good amount of fails, I would say, are in Chapter 5. So just be ready for that, because, you know, once that fail video drops, it's going to be nothing but just, you know, rage after rage after rage after rage after rage moments. You know, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever, I don't care. I'm keeping this in, leave me alone. So yeah, still working on making my commentary better, but whatever, it is what it is. So we're pretty close to killing him at this point. I'm gonna wrap up the commentary at this point, as you can tell, because I literally have nothing else to say. So if you guys enjoyed this, please comment, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, I will see you on Chapter 6. Peace.
Appreciate it.
Leon! This way, hurry!
Ashley.
What's happening to me?
Ashley, is this the first time you've coughed on blood like this?
You want to start explaining?
The cough, the blood, is caused by something called plaga. Okay. You saw those people, right? But you have the same thing inside you. The same thing that made them like that. This, what you're experiencing, these symptoms, they're only the beginning.
I don't want to become like them.
You are, well, lucky. You see, at this early stage, the parasite, the plaga, it is possible to remove it with a surgical procedure. And all you need is some know-how. And oh yeah, the right equipment.
Wait, you two?
No worries. See, I have a plan. But you're going to have to trust me. Great, we're partners then.
Hey, why are you...
No time for any questions. The clock is ticking.
Why are you helping us?
Because it makes me feel better. Let's leave it at that. I will contact you later.